I'm Josh.
Hi, I'm Miranda.
And I'm Hannah.
Welcome to Val Talk.
Welcome to the Val Talk podcast. So today might be our most controversial topic yet. So we'll just get into it, like body acceptance in the wedding industry, right? So a trend that's kind of been happening on TikTok now is brides going on there and kind of complaining, well, I guess not complaining, but just like stating like, hey, my photographer didn't share my photos, didn't share my wedding. And, you know, they might be feeling like a type of way about it or feeling insecure about it. Like, what are your thoughts on videos like that?
I've actually been seeing them a lot more lately. I think that TikTok is a lot of our struggle in the industry because there's a lot of room to speak on there.
Yeah.
And not everything is always positive, but I have seen that a lot. And I definitely agree. I think that there's a lot of weddings that aren't, you know, that never make it to social media, Instagram, make it on a website for a lot of reasons. But I think in terms of size, I think right now the trending look is that old money kind of like silhouette corset type dress. And that kind of dress would typically be on a leaner woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that is very, very popular. So I think that when photographers get weddings like that, they're like, oh my gosh, we love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they tend to post those more.
I feel like that's true.
Yeah.
Well, see, like me is like being a photographer, right? So like the first few years of me doing photography, it's like I will take any wedding, I'm trying to build a portfolio, trying to get as much experience as I can.
Yeah.
You know, trying to just improve my craft, right?
And were you posting every wedding?
At that point, yeah, because I had like, I mean, honestly, I never post on social media now anyways. I'm like 36-year-old dude. I don't really care about Instagram, right? But it's like, I guess like when I was like coming up in the business though, it's like, yeah, I'm trying to like get some sort of traction going, right? You know? But I feel like maybe like the 2 to 3 year mark, like I hit that point where it's like, okay, I've shot a few weddings. Like I really like this type of wedding. I don't really resonate with this type of wedding.
Right.
So let me post things that are going to get me more of this client, more of this type of venue.
Yeah.
Because that's what I like. It resonates well with the style of photography that I enjoy. So it's not that like, oh, I don't like this couple. I don't like the way that they look. It's just, this kind of resonates with me. Like, this is kind of like my ideal client. This is kind of the look, the florals, like, just like, you're the wedding planner, right? Like, how a wedding looks is fucking so important, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, you have barn weddings over here, and then you have, you know, say like a wedding that's like in the city somewhere. Maybe I don't like to shoot the barn weddings, but this is what I want more of. So I might not necessarily share a wedding that I had. Yeah.
I feel the same with that too. And I struggled with like hoping my couples didn't feel a certain type of way if I didn't post it. But it's like, it's not like I'm doing it purposefully or anything. I just like, I'm like, oh, I really feel inspired from this day. So I want to post about it. But I see how it can look if like I'm even posting like 3 videos from one day and then none from another one. It's like, okay, there's something behind it? But
Right.
I never would base it on the couple. I would just base it on like the lighting during the day. Like you said, florals, the venue, like other factors than just what the couple looked like.
Yeah.
Like I would never.
Yeah. So like, I guess one thing where I could like see people that are not in the industry is like you go on these major publications, right? You go check out their social medias, go on their websites. It's almost always like some perfect looking model that they're sharing.
Absolutely. I've seen that a lot. Yeah. I even noticed too, like with styled shoots, it's usually a very attractive woman, which I totally get for like the aesthetic of what they're trying to go for. And I think a lot of, again, like Instagram, people will show like their best work, their best weddings. I think too, like for a dress example, like there's also like designers, like so a wedding dress could be very expensive.
Yeah.
And that could be why photographers are posting those things because it's going to attract like a different clientele.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe sometimes it's not even so much like shaming. It's like posting things that they think is just more like with their style or going to get them more of like a certain clientele.
I think there is some, like, I would say, like, fat phobia, like, in the wedding industry. I'm not saying it's necessarily like your local photographer or your local vendor, but as a whole, if you look at like the whole scape of the wedding industry, you don't see a lot of bigger people in it. And I can understand when brides or couples or people are just coming to that conclusion where it's like there's not really much acceptance for bigger people.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like there should be a little more on like plus size modeling, because that's totally a thing. So like plus size bridal and things like that. I'll actually have to ask. I'm gonna have to ask my bridal friends that have the shops if they ever feel like there's anything like if, because I know that when you go and try dresses on, like the sizes range, but kind of like Shoshana was just saying, like if they feel like they can't find a dress, that's got to be tough.
Yeah,
that's really sad.
Especially if like they are already feeling that type of way and then their wedding isn't posted. I can see where they're like, okay, this is validating my feelings.
Yeah.
I think too, it's confidence is like such a big thing with brides in general. And even I would say all size brides. Like, you know, if you have a certain look in your head, a certain way you want to look, a certain way you want to feel. And I'm like very uplifting, like as a planner, like that's definitely my vibe. Like I do with my clients, I do go dress shopping with them. It's part of the service. So like I can only imagine like if you didn't have the best experience or you did have a good experience and then you're excited for the day, you feel good on the day, and then you feel like you're not being posted. Like that's really sad.
Yeah. I also see in groups too where they're like looking for a content creator and they'll be like somebody who has worked with a biracial couple or with like a certain race or a certain culture.
Yeah, they're like looking for.
But I'm
I've
like,
seen that too.
But I want.
Yeah, you're like
I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, and then like so like obviously couples are coming to our websites and looking at our portfolios and they're not seeing that representation. So of course we're not first on their list. Like, oh, this is the person I want to reach out to or want to book. But then it's also hard for the vendor to start getting those kind of things. Like I would love to start shooting multi-day like Indian weddings. It looks so freaking fun. I would love to get to experience that, but I've never shot one, never experienced it, never second shot for one. The likelihood of them booking me, 0, most likely. Right. So I guess it's not always about like we're against something or like, oh, like this couple's not good looking enough. Like I'm not going to book this wedding. It's just more so we haven't had the experience to be able to gain that type of clientele.
Have you had people like ask you too? Like I've had people who inquire like, have you done an Indian wedding or have you done a wedding at this venue or something? And if I haven't, I don't know if that's like off-putting to them. I feel like it has. Have they asked you before? Have people asked you?
So I've had people ask like, have you been to this venue before?
Yeah.
I'm at a point in my career where I know like I'm good enough at photography. Like if I've never been to the venue, photos are still going to turn out great. Like doesn't worry me, but so like I will get to a venue earlier if I've never been there. And I will take 15 to 20 minutes just to walk around. Just to see what it looks like. But I'm also not the photographer that's going to drive down there like 2 weeks before the wedding and like come scope out the place, you know? Yeah, I do feel though, like some couples, like I don't know if it's necessarily off-putting, but I think it would feel like a safer bet to them if I had shot there previously. But I don't think it prevents me from booking with couples.
Yeah. I get that a lot too. With me, I'm more broad though, because like being a planner, but I think people, I think that there's a lot of like unsettling about when you go to start planning your wedding, which makes me sad because it's already, you could have the best planner in the world, but there's a lot of emotion in there. There can be things that are triggering. There could be family dynamics that come up. There could be a lot of different things that it's still going to be stressful. Like it's still a very important day. So I feel like that's like to add that stress is just, it can ruin the whole experience to have like all the assumptions of who's going to be there on your perfect day, like vendor wise. And like if they're accepting and if you are a vendor that like has a certain type of like person that you want to work with, like, I mean, whatever, to each its own, but I don't, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
if I necessarily agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You're providing a service at the end of the day.
So I've had clients request for me to like alter things in their body.
Yeah.
And like I have denied requests like that before. So for me, like photography, I just want to capture the real day
Yes,
of like
as it
what
is.
it really is, what you really look like, what your actual experience is. And I don't want to alter that.
Like they wanted
But-
you to face tune it or something?
Yeah, I've had people like wanting me to like adjust arms, like
Oh, yeah.
body
Okay.
things to like either like thin them out or like
Okay.
make it look more pleasing. And I don't want to do that.
Right.
And I even have it in my contract that like, hey, I don't do like Photoshop to like alter these types of
Yeah.
things. You know, it's like how you look, and I think there's beauty in that. And I'm obviously not here. I'm calling the photos. I'm not going to send the photos to you where you're like, you know, and your eyes are closed and all crazy, right? You know, I'm just
Yeah,
fucking. You're gonna get the good ones, and you're gonna look great in them.
Yeah.
But
But you're not like editing body parts.
yeah, I'm not thinning people out.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I think too, though, like as a photographer, you know, like if you're uncomfortable on your day, like it comes up in your photos.
Hmm.
Like, have you ever had to tell people like loosen up a little bit? Like you're a little tense.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that too. Where that kind of fucked everything. Then they don't like their photos because they weren't comfortable. So
Mhm.
there's definitely a domino effect into going to the day, and is like the planner who's making the timeline. I always say like how you start the wedding day, like that's how you start the day. It's like getting ready for work in the morning. If you're running out of the house late, like I always like the morning to be super calm and relaxing, and like make sure that we're, you know, I don't want you rushing to take your photos. I want you
Yeah.
to be like, oh, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. I have my hair, my makeup, everything is good. My dress is on. Now I'm ready for my photos.
Mhm.
Because you know, if you come into a room and you're like, "Hey, girls, like, we got to go. You got to get, you know, we're
Yeah.
like behind. Like, they're like, oh my god, like blah blah blah." So that's what I try to explain when we're doing the timeline meeting. I'm like, we're not going to have a jumbled up morning.
Yeah.
We're not rushing to start taking pictures. That's just a no.
I think like a simple question, and I'm sure any photographer that's been doing this for like at least a few years knows like, hey, just ask them, what's your best side?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
something as simple as that, and them knowing that like, okay, my best side, like he knows like he's going to get my best side. That can extinguish like any like feelings of doubt of like looking good in their photos, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at the bigger scope of things, why are like these big publications only sharing like thinner women?
I think it goes back to what you said of like
I think it's
they have a
business, though.
specific- yeah.
I think sometimes it's like, I don't know. I think like some of those dresses like are very, very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like Italian couture, it shows luxury, it shows different things. And those corseted dresses I was talking about, I think that tends to go for like a more lean body type. And it could be a way of like, you know, more of like a business thing, like trying to like attract more things or bring more attention.
Mm-hmm.
But like looking back, I'm trying to think, my whole Instagram is weddings,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like there's definitely things like I've never seen before that I wish you did see more of it.
Yeah.
You know, this is like a rabbit hole, but I too like when the bridesmaids don't wear a dress, they wear a tux. I like that. Like if you don't want to wear a dress,
Mm-hmm.
wear a tux. Like wear a suit. And I would love to have a picture of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
Because
that'd be cool.
You know, like I think it's not even that it's different, but it's like it's more or less like accepting that not every woman is gonna want to wear a dress.
So I think one thing that I do that kind of like helps put like couples at ease is when we're having our consultation with each other, they sometimes will say like, oh, like, I don't look good in photos. I feel weird. I'm awkward. I don't know how the photos are going to turn out. I always let them know like, hey, majority of couples are not models. The people
Right.
I work with are not models. They don't know posing and things like that. Right. It's okay just to be a regular person and getting married. That's who's getting married.
Yeah.
And then it's my job to make sure you're the one that's looking good in their photos. Like, and not even just you two, family photos. I'm sure your mom is going to look back at these photos. I'm sure your aunt or your grandma is going to look at these photos. They're going to want to look good too. So I like to say things like that just because I want them to know that hey, I'm cognizant. I know these things. I know people just want to look good and feel good about themselves looking back at these photos.
That's why I tell my couples, like, if you don't like your photo taken, like I like pictures and I like my photo being taken, but I do think that I'm awkward. Like when I do a branding shoot, like I drink a little bit of alcohol before to loosen up. But I always say like it is very important, and it's like very important for me to know. It's very important for the photographer to know. Like if you are someone that is a little bit more camera shy, whatever, because that's all a part of the experience. And like if you're someone that like that's stuff that you and I need to know so we can maybe allocate longer time for certain photos. Like if you want more photos of just you, but we have to like walk over to a different area of the building and like do that. And like, I feel like some guys don't like their photo taken. Do you get that a lot?
Yeah, I feel like majority of guys don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't care. And I'm like,
Sometimes like they don't even want anything like getting ready. It's just like
Yeah.
Did you drink
Folks-
before our shoot?
what?
Did you drink before like our?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah. I had to loosen up.
so you're drunk in every branding photo.
No.
Not drunk.
I'm joking.
Not drunk. I have like this thing.
That's
like,
why
where
you
my
relate.
shoulders will be up. Like I'm like this, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So I have to like loosen up.
That's a common thing. Me too. Like, fuck, I gotta relax these things.
Yeah.
But I think too. Do you ever notice like the first photo you take of the bride and then the photo you take at like 8 o'clock are like so different? Like I think over time you like loosen up.
Oh, for sure.
Like
Yeah.
I think sometimes like once the bride sees the groom, they're like
I
different.
was just gonna say that.
It's
like,
so beautiful. I
after
love
the
it.
ceremony, it's like, okay, deep breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Stress is
chill.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
As a planner, I feel like I'm always trying to like educate myself and like get in with all the trends, but not be too trendy and like still stay true to myself. And like for me, like I'm all about body positivity, all about confidence,
Yeah.
man or woman. I'm like such a cheerleader on the day. Like I always am like the guys, you look great. The girls, like when I see the bride, like I'll give her a hug. I'm very much like that's so my personality.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'll always be like that because that's like how I am in my normal, like everyday life. Like with my friends, I'm always very like, I think a compliment goes like a long way, and it's like it's such an emotional day, and I'm only there to like make it better and
Yeah.
like fill the gaps. I feel like a little bit.
I have a question for both of you.
Yes.
Moving forward, right? How do you think the wedding industry as a whole could improve upon like representation of regular looking people?
I feel like I was just thinking this too. Like how you said photographers, like shooting the couples and the day as it is and almost not shooting it just because you know that it's gonna like perform well or like on social media or look good on your feed.
But no, that's true though. Like I think there was such like, I think people in the wedding industry put such a focus on social media and their websites and things that like they're struggling to show or they're struggling to represent like what an actual wedding looks like. And now that's why there's even things like AI, right? Where it's like some of them, they look so fucking real that you can't tell that it's like not a
Yeah.
real wedding. But like even the AI stuff is meant to just like, it's perfection. What it's trying to emulate
Yeah.
is perfection. But in all actuality,
Well,
most
speaking of
couples aren't
AI,
perfect.
we'll have to get a makeup artist on here because like the brides, like some stuff you pull up on Pinterest, like the brides, like it's like glass skin. And like as some like I've always been into skincare. I've always been into makeup. Like if you are a woman that has like texture or you have freckles or you have certain things, like sometimes it's like nearly impossible. Like if you are someone that struggles and like you have a very dry skin, like and you need like medical grade skincare or whatever, like there's a good chance that same thing, like say you have a photo and it's like maybe my skin tone and like Josh, you're more fair, like it's not going to look like that photo. And I think that that's becoming more of a thing. And I have very good friends that are makeup artists, and I've heard them say time and time again, okay, like that is an AI photo.
Yeah.
We can do that, but like, you know, your cheeks aren't going to be that pink because
That's
you have a
crazy.
darker
Yeah.
skin tone
Yeah.
than that person. So like, it's going to show up different.
Yeah. I've even had like brides like come to me who have already booked me like before the day, and they'll be like, I know like everything you post is like very perfect and like all those days are like amazing, but like my day is just not going to look like that. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't care, you know, like
Mhm.
I want you to have your day how you want to have it. And it doesn't have to look like everything that I've posted.
Yeah. So I think to go back to that question where it's like, how can we move forward? So you brought up like social media. I think like us, the people that are in the wedding industry, we're the ones in the trenches. We're the ones
Mhm.
working with the couples. We're the ones booking them. We're the ones doing the whole thing, right? These bigger publications are just using our photos.
Yeah.
They're using your table setup, right? They're using your content. I think if the smaller people, not these huge companies, right? If we do a better job of representing normal people, they're gonna have no choice but to also kind of like follow that as well. Like if I have just like a couple that doesn't look like models, and I'm submitting to this publication with these people, and so is everyone else, I think they would be kind of like hard pressed to like. Be like, no, we can't share these photos. Like, they're not good looking enough. You know?
I still don't forget like why I do what I do. Like I love events, I love celebrations, I love collaborations, I love the logistics, I love everything that goes into it. And like I truly like if something happened and I couldn't do this job, like I'd be devastated.
Yeah.
So it really like is important to me and special. And I think that like people like start to lose focus of like their why
Yes.
after a while, and like why they're doing it, and they get caught up in the social media and stuff. But I also understand too, like as a business owner, like you do have to like it's that's our livelihood. Like that's how
Yeah.
we support ourselves. So
And wanting to grow and stuff.
wanting to grow and wanting to be able to like elevate and do different things. But
And going back to like styled shoots too, like making sure, because like there's even styled shoots. I get like if it's one couple and they have a certain vision, okay. But like if it's like those styled shoots that have multiple couples,
Yeah.
it's like we should see some diversity
Yeah,
within
absolutely.
couples.
Yeah.
Like I had a styled shoot in Ohio, and it was nice because like one of the couples were like two males, and then another couple was a girl and a guy. And it was
Yes.
like, that's nice because like there's some diversity within that. We don't need two white or 2 to 3 white couples, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Uh-huh.
Like white skinny couples. It's like
Yeah.
there should be something different.
And like I understand like this is like something hard for people to like want to admit things in the wedding industry about the selectiveness, but for me, like I will say like I don't know if I'm like proud's the right word, but like I am confident enough and like the fact that I know how to pose someone that may be a little larger,
yeah.
right? And that just comes with like time and perfecting your craft and knowledge of photography and like body composition in people.
Do you find with bride, because like the bride is usually the one reaching out to you, right?
Most times, yeah.
Like if, I don't know, like that you have to kind of show, even because you are a guy, that you're like for the girls and like will make her feel comfortable. And because I don't know, I feel like if I was a bride, I would just naturally gravitate towards hiring like a woman photographer, just because I would be like, oh, I feel like she would like
Yeah.
vibe with me, and like when I'm getting ready and everything, like it would just be like
Yeah.
girly and for the girls.
See, like for me, the couples that are reaching out to me, they're not necessarily wanting a lot of posed photos. They're wanting
that more.
yeah, behind the scenes kind of like Canada's type of photography. We're still going to take portraits and we're still going to do it, but I let them understand that I understand like how to place a body. I'm going to find out which side's your good side. There's certain ways where you don't want to put weight on certain legs because like you don't want to put weight on the leg that's facing the camera. It's going to make the leg look bigger, right?
Yeah.
I let them know like I'm cognizant of chin placement.
Yeah.
Sometimes you put a camera in front of somebody, they throw their head back or like tuck it in really weird, you know? I just reassure them and let them know like, hey, I understand not even just you two, but everybody wants to look and feel their best in these photos. and I'm cognizant of body placement, chin placement, smiles, and how to make sure everyone looks back at these photos and enjoys them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that with like everything that we said, though, I think there's always going to be like that argument of like, well, I can post what I want. It's my brand. It's my business. It's my platform. So I think that that is true. That's a valid point. Like you are able to post what you want. I just think that with TikTok and like all the outside things, like I keep saying, I think there's a little bit more negative to it than positive.
Yeah.
I have brides say, "Oh, I seen this on TikTok," and I'm like, "Oh God, like get rid of TikTok. What did you see on TikTok?" And they're like, "The planner did this," and I'm like, "That was a planner in Lake Tahoe, and things are different over there." And I'm like, "Okay,
It's so different here.
they're so different. Like that's not what we're doing." No, not like that. But and I think like anytime I've had to like explain like that's not like how I'm doing it, they're okay with that.
Mhm.
I think that sometimes you just go down the rabbit hole of TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the Vow Talk podcast. You can find me on all social media platforms at Behind Your Wedding Day. Miranda.
And you can find me at MQ_events_.
Woo!
And you can find me at Josh Reyes Photo on Instagram. And don't forget, join us at www.vowtalk.com. And we'll see you later.
Bye. That was good.
Yeah.